Drake, 3. No, you bring this in. All right, 3.
And welcome in to the front. I always do that. Murray County Public School Game Day Show. Yeah. You got sound? Put those guys, they ain't got any sound down there. Give them some sound there,
You
Landon.
good now, guys?
I'm good.
What's important is these folks at home, if they can hear us, this is the Murray County Public School Game Day Show. Thank you for joining us. And we are field side on the west end of Jim Cartwright Field, just outside the west end zone, as the Columbia Lions tonight get ready to take on the East Hamilton Hurricanes out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And they came in here on a big, fancy double-decker bus. I don't know if I've ever seen one like that.
Double-decker charter. I'm sure they're not cheap.
It's a double-decker charter bus, and they rolled off that bus, and I tell you what, I was a little impressed by that. I'd never seen one of those out on the real road. I've seen them in pictures, like in London. I've seen them, sightseeing around cities and stuff. But this was an enclosed double-decker bus, and East Hamilton rolled in on one.
And I told Chris that I want to call them the Tiger Cats.
Why?
Because of the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the CFL.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
CFL team.
They are the Hurricanes, and tonight the Hurricanes are in Columbia, Tennessee, playing our Columbia Central High School Lions on Lindsey Nelson Field right here in round one of the TWSAA playoffs. And I tell you what, the Lions have been underdogs pretty much for the last 3 games, Chris. They've won.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean,
they've won all 3.
They figured out a way to pull it out. They figured out a way to lock in and overcome whatever, scores or predictions that were placed against them.
There's an internet site, I believe it's called And One or On One or something like that. I'm
On 3, I think.
Is it On
the recruiting website? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
and
about?
they can kind of rate high school football.
Yeah, it's new. It's been within the past 5 years or so.
They had the Columbia Central Lions as underdogs for the last 3 football games, which the Columbia Central Lions have won all 3. And then tonight, it showed the matchup between East Hamilton and Columbia Central High, and it had them both at 50-50, the chance of
winning 50-50.
50-50, and it had East Hamilton 36-35 over Columbia
But did
Central.
they take in consideration the Keith Stacy breakdown?
That's what we're going to get to. We're going to get to all that by the end of the show.
Okay,
Yeah, we will.
I'm sorry.
We will.
I don't want to rush it.
But we've talked about Columbia Central High and their first round playoff game here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium tonight as we kick off at 7 o'clock. That's when we're going to kick off at 7 o'clock. We're going to be streaming that to you live. But also, across Murray County, north to south, south to north, we've got Spring Hill High School.
Yep.
They are hosting their first round against White House tonight.
Correct.
That kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We'll have that live stream to you. And then South Murray County in the city of Mount Pleasant, the Mount Pleasant Tigers are hosting the East Hickman, I forgot what they were.
Eagles.
The Eagles, that's right. They're the Eagles. So Mount Pleasant is hosting East Hickman Eagles, who they've already played in the regular season and won that ball game 36-6.
Yeah, they did.
But you know what?
Anything can happen.
Brand new season when the playoffs start.
Brand new
time.
season. Got to come ready to prepare. Got to be ready to play.
You're exactly right. So a lot of football. And oh, by the way, Battle Creek High School, in their first varsity year in the history of the school this year,
They made it.
they made the playoffs. Yep. They're going to Pearl Cone tonight, and that's going to be a tough test. Yeah, Keith, it's going to be extremely tough. Pearl Cone has been what in the state?
They won the state championship in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. I mean,
and been state contenders for the last 5.
Yeah.
To be able to make it into the state.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's keep a positive spin on all this. The main thing, the 4 Murray County public high schools that have football programs all made the playoffs.
Yeah.
4 for 4.
Historic. First time ever. First time we've ever only had 4 teams, but first time in 15-plus years that every team in the county has made
has made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all 4 of those schools, their coaching staff, their fan base. I mean, you name it, their communities. It takes everybody to raise a football team.
Yeah,
it takes a village, whatever you want to call it. And we're here with the Game Day crew. We're going to have, the coaches tonight. We normally have coaches and their players up, but I've heard through the grapevine that Coach Goff and his team, they're going to be kind of more
locked in. If he
focused locked in to the game night, which we can totally understand. So we might not be able to I don't think we're going to be able to get them up here tonight.
They're preparing.
But we'll have some other dignitaries besides the ones that are up here. Eric Perryman, Coach Stacy, Chris Pointer, Landon Seacrest, and I'm Drake Colley. And we certainly appreciate you all being with us tonight. And you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break, come back. We're going to talk about each team and their matchup when we come out of each break. So, let's take the first one.
We've got the right guy to talk.
We do. We've got the guru over here.
I mean, he's the numbers guy.
We do.
You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
The Way Realty is helping to empower buyers and sellers to accomplish their real estate goals. Currently, we have sellers offering buy-down rates to 4.875% fixed-rate financing on selected homes through approved lenders. If you want to buy or sell your home faster, let us show you the many services we offer to help you get the most out of your real estate transaction. Schedule your listing or showing appointment today by going to thewayrealty.com or calling us at 931-580-4669. And remember, Jesus Christ changes lives. I know because He changed mine.
Columbia, your Love's travel stop just got a whole lot better. We've modernized our space at 1624 Bear Creek Pike at exit 46 to bring you more of what you want with fuel discounts, additional food offerings, and everything you need to hit the road with ease. Come say hi at the remodeled Love's in Columbia. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your community. Safe travels.
Is your insurance up to date in today's world? Foster Insurance Agency is an insurance agency you can depend on for your commercial and personal insurance needs. Foster tailors insurance coverage to meet your unique requirements stemming from years of experience and represents several top-rated companies such as Erie Insurance. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient Columbia location at 204 West 4th Street. Foster Insurance, serving Middle Tennessee since 1952.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Ford, Foster Insurance Agency here in downtown Columbia. We've been here since 1952, located at 204 West 4th Street. We specialize in commercial insurance. We write home, auto, and life insurance. We write anything from your bulldozer to your helicopter, from churches to bars. Come see myself, Mike, Shelby, or Nikki. We'll be happy to take care of you. We specialize in service.
Farmer Johnny here, Taylor Family Farm. I want to give y'all a little look-see. We raise 100% non-GMO, grass-fed beef, pasture chicken, and pork on our family farm. Everything that we grow is raised with love and care to ensure the highest quality and nutrition for our family and customers. You can shop online at TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com or visit our farm store in person at Etheridge, Tennessee at 301 Dave Reisner Road. That's TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com for more information.
He shoots, and he scores! We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
And we are back. Welcome to the Maury County Public School Game Day show as we are getting ready for the East Hamilton Hurricanes as they have pulled up in their double-decker bus just outside of Lindsey Nelson Stadium here, and they're preparing to take on the Columbia Central High Lions in round one of the TSSAA Tennessee State Football Playoffs.
Playoff time.
It is playoff time.
Yes, it is.
The weather's getting right. It's getting darker earlier in the night because of the time change. But, that's what football's all about. It's not supposed to be all rainbows and unicorns and happiness. It's you need to pay a little price to play.
Got to pay a price.
And just to watch football.
You got to pay a price.
But instead of watching it in the rain tomorrow night, the game has been moved to tonight. We've got Thursday night football.
Which I think was a good decision based on the forecast we were looking at. If you try to play this game tomorrow night, not with the rain not being the biggest factor, but the lightning.
Lightning, okay.
That's true.
And
you
so,
can't
of
play
course,
in lightning.
And everybody knows it goes to any type of outdoor sporting event. When you have a big group of people, spectators, trying to watch a game, and then lightning starts striking around wherever you're watching the game at whatever venue, then it has to be delayed. Everybody has to clear out. You have to wait 30 minutes, and then another lightning strike causes another delay. So instead of going through all that, we just moved it up 24 hours, and we get to play the game and watch the game.
Clear weather
24 hours sooner.
Yeah, and in our district, there's no guessing game with the weather. You know what I mean? Pretending you don't see lightning strikes. We got Perry-Weather systems all over our county. We have one stationed right over there at Central High School, and I assure you, if lightning strikes, we'll hear it over here in the stadium and know that we got 30 minutes. Plus, it's on everybody's phone.
Chris, I like the way you said we're not pretending we don't see lightning because I can remember even as a little kid thinking, no, that wasn't lightning.
Yeah, I don't have to get out of the pool. I don't have to get out of the pool. That wasn't lightning, Mom. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, there's no guessing.
Somebody's over there taking pictures. Don't worry about it.
It'll hit and hit it fast and immediately. And the worst thing is when you get to look at your phone and you look at that clock tick down and you get to, 2 minutes before all clear, and then another lightning strike and you go back up 30 minutes. And so
yes, never good.
So tonight, Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Maury County Park, right next to Columbia Central High School, we have the East Hamilton Hurricanes coming in to play the Columbia Central High Lions in the first round. But that's not all we've got.
That's not all we got.
That's not all we have here in Maury County.
Let's talk about the first game. Let's talk about Battle Creek being up at Pearl Cone.
Okay.
Being up at Pearl Cone.
Coach Keith Stacy, I asked Coach just before we came back on air, I said, Coach, what's up with Pearl Cone? And he looks at me very sternly and says, they're very good and very athletic. And I thought, well,
but that's Pearl Cone.
That's Pearl Cone, and we just wish Battle Creek Grizzlies the best.
Yeah, Chris said it, I think, during the break that even in the years when they're not a contender, they're a contender.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're always in the thick of it.
They're very well coached. Nashville right now has been, divided by really two schools. Antiochus came on here recently. But you have East Nashville, Pearl Cone, and that's kind of where you kind of make your decision football-wise where you're going to go play in Metro.
Cane Ridge is
on and off. It's been on and off. Yeah. They've been flipping between Cane Ridge and Antioch, kind of taking turns. But, Battle Creek has a tough task. But I will say this. I don't think that the coaching staff is going to, take a day off just to take a trip to Pearl. I think they're going to have their team prepared.
Right.
I think it's important for them to establish themselves in a game like this, even though maybe in the back of their mind they know it's going to be a tough one. but it's going to set the tone for where they go into spring football practice and how it carries them over into the next year. How they finish tonight is going to determine. And who knows? Something crazy could happen. They could pull off the greatest upset that we've seen in a while. But how they finish today's game is what's going to determine how they start the spring and going into next year. Because next year, they'll have a full class.
It's the money year.
Yeah, they'll have seniors and freshmen, and that's how they'll carry themselves forward.
And we want people that are watching right now or listening to our voice. We want them to understand there are no football games in Maury County tomorrow night.
Correct.
All the games are going to be played tonight. So if you were making plans to go to watch Mount Pleasant against East Hickman tomorrow night, to watch Battle Creek up at Pearl Cone, to come out here to Lindsey Nelson Stadium to watch Columbia Central take on East Hamilton, or Spring Hill, going to Spring Hill against White House in Spring Hill.
There goes a legend himself, Lester Coffey.
You've got,
the one and only.
You've got to change your plans because those games are all being played tonight. Yeah. Kickoffs are scheduled for 7 o'clock in all three of those locations in Maury County, Mount Pleasant, Spring Hill, and here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Columbia. And then if you're going up to Pearl Cone to watch Battle Creek live, you probably need to start loading the car up about right now and start heading that way.
And there's some more about Pearl Cone that I want to mention. For those that don't know, just a little info about the Firebirds. They had 4 losses this year. They started out the season 0-4, and those losses are to BGA, MBA, CPA, and Oakland. So those aren't just
they almost got beat by the alphabet.
I mean,
I'm just saying it. I mean,
A, B, and C. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, love you, save. I want you back. Jackson.
But they won every other game besides those games.
So their record is very deceiving, especially when you talk about CPA. Yeah. Talk about BGA, which is a very, very good team. Yeah. And then of course Oakland, and we all know about Oakland. I mean, they've been ranked.
I mean, it's a borough school, right?
Years,
Riverdale, Oakland. I mean,
Interesting fact as well, and I think I can say this because it happened. A Pearl Cone player who was on the field and played for Pearl Cone the night Oakland beat them now plays for Oakland.
Yes, now plays
transfer.
Transfer.
That is true.
Into the
and we've talked about that transfer.
The high school transfer portal.
Yes, the high school
the
transfer
college portal.
Just been invented. We're not going to
we're
not going to get into that tonight. People can look that up for yourself. So, okay. So let's first of all, Battle Creek, like you said, Landon, Battle Creek don't have just with their freshman, sophomore, and junior class, don't have the complement of all 4 classes yet. Very tough task. First round, going up to Pearl Cone. But Coach Stacy, you're a former football coach. You know that this type of experience is what your players and your staff, and even you as a head coach, learn from.
I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think what you're looking for tonight, if you're associated with the Battle Creek program as a coach, a player, or a parent. Now, obviously, you never go into a game with the expectation of losing. Now, if we're being realist, that's going to be a tall task. But what you do want to see out of this Battle Creek Grizzlies team tonight is for them to compete.
Yep.
Chris talked about it earlier, how they finish the game, possibly their season, is going to be either a springboard into the future of the program, going into the winter workouts and spring practice, adding that senior class, bringing up that 8th grade class that's currently at Battle Creek. You want to compete, and that's what athletics is about. Maybe more so than anything else in our society, you have to compete. And at the end of the contest, there is no tie. I don't know. Well, there may be a few sports that still end in a tie, the NFL, but it's very rare. Somebody wins, somebody loses. And it's based on competition.
And I'll tell you this much. Knowing Coach Burham, knowing his staff, Coach Bridges, Coach Young, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't see Battle Creek Grizzlies quitting.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
I don't either.
I don't care what the score is. I don't care how many points they're down. I don't see those young men quitting on themselves and their coaching staff. and their school. I don't see it, and I think that speaks volumes in itself. When you're undermanned, so to speak, don't have that 12th grade class playing for you or with you on the team, then you have the door of opportunities to quit are opened up, and you just kind of give up.
That's right.
But I don't see Battle Creek doing that.
And I think one of the ways that they've kind of kept them focused, and I've heard Coach Burnham talk about this, even after tough losses, they've looked at the players in the eyes and says, well, how many of you all won't be back next year? Basically saying, you got another year at this.
That's right.
We're all younger. We're a new program. So just let's stay the course. Let's keep fighting and understand the situation that we're in being a very new program. And the fact that we don't have seniors. We're playing freshmen. We're playing sophomores.
Yeah.
We're playing everybody that we can to come out on the field. But even with Battle Creek, they got a dynamic player in Stanley Williams Jr.
Cool. Sure.
Stanley Williams Jr. last game had 13 catches, 198 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and a 98-yard kick return.
Did they have to carry Stanley Williams Jr. off the field?
Those are stat lines that off.
He did everything else. He may have carried the team.
Did he win the Player of the Week?
He did not.
He did not.
Two players from Mount
Hold
Pleasant.
on just a second. Hold on.
Exactly.
Somebody hold on.
Hey, listen, man, you got to vote, man.
Now hold on.
We got to address it.
How did Stanley Williams Jr. not? Who?
Hey, it's voted by the people.
They didn't vote for her. Whoever voted, voted for the winners didn't vote for Stanley Williams Jr.
Okay.
I'll put it plainly like that to not hurt any feelings or say anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caden McRory won 13 carries, 78 yards, and two TDs in one half.
Which is a great.
In one half, he didn't play the second half. He took it off.
Great half of football.
Yeah, great half of football, but to have 198 yards, 5
But that
TDs,
would make
and a
him the
98
player
yard
of the
kick.
half.
Yeah, the player of the half, not the player of the game.
Well,
So we should have had a different poll out radio station. You didn't do your job.
We'll try better next time.
But again, so Battle Creek has some outstanding players. They got a battle-tested, ready quarterback that's battled all year in Berea, and I just think they got the makings to really continue to compete. Obviously they're in a district in a region that's tough. With having Marshall County in there, Spring Hill's tracking in the right direction now.
Definitely.
Spring Hill finishing in a 2 seed, basically going unnoticeable for the last
well, I'll tell you
6,
this.
7 years. This is 19. To now find a 2 seed is impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. And so what at this point, what is Battle Creek's first varsity year? What's their record? They
4-6.
They're 4-6.
4-6.
Yeah.
So they got 4 wins.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying next year for wins?
I think I know.
Do you know what I'm
I think I know.
6, 7.
6 or
6,
7.
You know that's
So you're hip to the young kids now. 6, 7.
I'm just saying.
Drake, you're youthful now.
Battle
You're
Creek, 6, 7 wins next year.
From Drake College.
That's doable. That is doable.
The youthfulness of Drake College. 6,
7.
6,
You know what I mean?
6,
That-
7.
So just write that down in your notebook next to where you keep all my. At home we've got a little notebook.
Is that a
where we keep all our
6.5 over under?
Do you,
Oh, no.
do y'all have a notebook at home you keep all your passwords in?
Yeah.
Does everybody have one of those?
You should.
It seems like if your house, if you were a cat burglar nowadays, the first thing you wouldn't go for looking for a safe or looking for jewels or anything. The most important thing to find in somebody's house is to go to grab their little notebook that has all their passwords, all their password stuff in. Think about that. So that just hit me as we were sitting here. But I say next year, Battle Creek, 6, 7 wins.
And speaking of those wins, just to recap Battle Creek's wins this year: 28-7 over Moore County. They beat Montgomery Central 40-16. This most recent week, they beat Hickman County 43-41, and they beat Glencliff 40-26. So, those are 4 quality wins. The losses,
and most of them decisively.
And they had losses to Mount Pleasant,
Columbia,
Spring Hill, and Columbia.
And Marshall
the
County.
3 other Murray
Marshall
County
County
teams that are in
Marshall
the playoffs.
County.
Yeah.
And Marshall County, which is ready to go to probably deep into the playoffs this year.
And some of those impact players for Battle Creek, we got, as Chris mentioned, quarterback Colton Barba. We got the bowling ball, wrecking ball, Jay Sean Brown, running back. Stanley Williams Jr., Alex
Toto.
Gurley at
No, wait, Toto plays for
Columbia.
Columbia.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later. We got Alex Gurley, cornerback, Jackson Wells, and Connor Duncan, who won a Player of the Week earlier this year.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's players. They just just give them a little time. It's only their second year in existence as
On
a
the
high
second
school.
year. And their first year in varsity contest. I mean, they played a JV schedule. So I think that, I mean, playing a JV schedule last year and running the table like they did, really losing into a last-second pass against Columbia Central's JV, they would have went the entire season being undefeated. So I think they had a little bit of, hopeful thinking coming into the varsity piece, playing varsity. I mean, playing only a JV schedule. But, I mean, that's a given, being a youthful program, winning the way that they won. But, they faced some very, very stiff competition. And with better, with easier scheduling, let me put it that way, I mean, they easily could have been 500 or better this season.
Yes.
All right, what about Spring? You want to talk about Spring Hill?
Spring
You
Hill.
wanna go- let's go
Spring Hill
north
after
to
the
south?
break. Spring Hill after the break.
You want to do Spring Hill after the break?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's give Battle Creek one key to win. Let's go start with Coach Stacy. One key to win tonight.
I think they have to keep the game close early. They can't allow Pearl Cone to get out of the gates and run away with it early. You want to go into the half within striking distance.
Yeah.
And striking distance is not necessarily a touchdown. It may not even be two, but maybe 2 touchdowns, a field goal. You don't want to be getting blown out by 3 touchdowns or more at the half and have to overcome that in the second half. You come back out in the second half and you try to cut into that lead that Pearl Cone may have, and then anything can happen late.
I feel for Battle Creek to come out victorious, it's all about state of mind. The state of mind, the same state of mind I think that Lincoln County was in when they came here to play Columbia Central and thought they were going to come in here, roll over Columbia Central in a few hours, and hightail it back to Fayetteville. I think if Pearl Cone is thinking the exact same way about Battle Creek, and Battle Creek has the same state of mind that Columbia Central High School had against Lincoln County, I think the tables can be turned.
Agreed. Yeah.
If Pearl Cone is overlooking Battle Creek to get to the next game, and Battle Creek plays one of the best games they have played all year, and that has to happen tonight for them to win the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I want to say that, Chris, you mentioned how great of a game Stanley Williams Jr. had last game. You got to know that Pearl Cone is going to be circling him and it wants to eliminate him, especially now that it's the playoffs. So I think the key is who else is going to step up for Battle Creek and make those plays. I mean, he scored every single touchdown in their last game. Somebody else is going to have to score this game, and if they can get someone else and maybe 1 or 2 Stanley Williams touchdowns, I think that changes the game completely. So I think that's the key.
For me, I'm going to say discipline. Really just, and what I mean by discipline, I mean from the coaching staff all the way to the players, really just staying focused on your game plan, not getting too far ahead of yourself or outside of yourself doing anything crazy. And in games like this, it can get very emotional trying to prove a point, right? Trying to pull something out of kids that may or may not be there. And oftentimes coaches can kind of lose sight of that and lose focus. And so you're not really coaching about today. I mean, obviously you're creating you're trying to establish what's going to happen in the future, but you got to really be locked in on getting these kids prepared, ending the season the right way, or continuing on if they win. So in order to give them a chance, I think this team has to stay disciplined, stay within themselves, nothing crazy. Coaches stay locked in and focused, understand the game is the game, and then just the players go out there and play.
I think that's the recipe.
Yeah.
I think we gave them some keys right there.
And then you have the obvious that none of us mentioned. And I'm glad we didn't, because these are keys to any game. Turnovers.
Yeah,
you can't turn the ball over. When you do create turnovers, capitalize on them.
Yeah.
The flags, you got to keep the flags in the officials' pockets. You cannot hurt yourself with penalties. And I think you have to win the field position battle.
And I think that in itself for Pearl Cone is kind of the whole idea of them staying focused
and disciplined
at the task at hand, and that is playing Battle Creek not playing the next game already while you're playing Battle Creek.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
okay, this is the Maury County Public School Game Day Show. We are just outside Jim Cartwright Field in Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Columbia Central High School campus, and we'll be right back.
We at Holland's Farms
Farmer
must
Johnny
be
here,
doing
Taylor
Is your
something.
insurance up to
Give
date
you a
in
little
today's
look-see.
world? Foster
We raise
Insurance Agency is
100%
an insurance
non-GMO,
agency you can
grass-fed
depend
beef,
on for your
pasture
commercial
chicken, and
and
pork
personal
on
Office
insurance
space
needs.
available
Foster
in
Everything that
beautiful
we grow is
downtown
raised with
Columbia.
love and care to
Kennedy
ensure the highest
Broadcasting
quality
Company,
nutrition for our
WKRM
families.
and
Several top rated
WKOM,
Come shop
has
online
three
at
offices for rent in its downtown building.
Or visit our
Each
farm
office
store
is
in Percy
approximately
at
18 by 18,
301
and each includes a quasi-type storage area. Included are
Foster
utilities,
Insurance, serving Middle
Wi-Fi,
Tennessee
and
since
communal break
1952.
area. Contact station manager Clayton Harris at 931-626-3131.
4 West 4th Street. We specialize in commercial insurance. We write home, auto, and life insurance. We write anything from your bulldozer to helicopter, from churches to bars. Come see myself, Mike, Shelby, or Nikki. We'll be happy to take care of you. We specialize in service.
No, sounds like the mic's working, but
he shoots and he scores!
Hey, this is Trip Stoltz, owner of Columbia Ace Hardware. We are excited to announce that we have completely remodeled our store. We have expanded our selection in many brands including Milwaukee, Steel, and Big Green Egg. We have new inventory arriving daily, so come see the changes for yourself at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, Columbia, Tennessee.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
We all live very busy lives. Sometimes we just need a break. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra pair of hands to help out? Let me introduce you to New Dawn Cleaning Service. No job is too big or too small because they do it all, from residential to commercial. They offer standard cleaning, construction cleaning, carpet shampooing, and window cleaning. Whether you are looking for a one-time service or regular scheduled cleaning plan, New Dawn is ready to help. With years of experience, you can relax, kick back, and call New Dawn Cleaning Service at 615-977-6901.
Stan McNabb Chevrolet, serving Columbia and the surrounding area since 1980. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is family-owned and does their best to make you feel like you're a part of the family. Commitment to customer service is the highest priority. Whatever your vehicle needs are, from sales to service, Stan McNabb is here to help. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is a dealership that cares about this community. Visit us online and get started today. Stan McNabb Chevrolet, where excellence and community converge.
And welcome back. This is the Maury County Public School Game Day Show. I am Drake Colley. Welcome in, along with Landon Seacrest, Maury County Public Schools Athletic Director Chris Pointer, and also two of the main cats from the downtown office, Eric Perryman on the the far outside, and Coach Keith Stacy just to my left. Thank you for joining us as we are preparing for a first-round matchup between East Hamilton Hurricanes out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, Hamilton County, and the Columbia Central High Lions right here on Jim Cartwright Field in Lindsey Nelson Stadium. And, fellas, we talked a little bit about the tough task Battle Creek has going up to Pearl Cone to play the Pearl Cone Firebirds. Let's talk about Spring Hill High School and their game against White House. What do you know about that matchup, Keith Stacy?
Well, White House is traditionally a tough out once you get into the playoffs. They come in this year, surprising to me, at 4-6. They are a 3 seed out of that region, which I think historically that's lower than what they usually finish the season. I don't usually see a lot of 4-6 White House teams, and I don't see them seeded 3 very often. Now, I don't know a ton about them. I don't know their personnel. All I know is they're 4-6, and they are traveling tonight to Spring Hill High School. Excuse me. I do think, believe it or not, the way these brackets fall this year, as a 2 seed, Spring Hill High School is actually, in my opinion, in the better half of this bracket.
Correct.
Because they would not have to see Pearl Cone until the semis.
Okay.
That's good.
If they can somehow get out of this lower part of the bracket, you've got Haywood, who is traditionally tough. You've got Springfield, who is a traditionally – I don't know that they're traditionally tough. They usually don't last as long in the playoffs as maybe their regular season record would lead you to believe. But I'm not going to discount them by any stretch. But I think those are the 2 toughest teams that are in the bracket, and Spring Hill would not have to play Pearl Cone until the semis, so they're in a pretty good spot.
Well, Eric Perriman, would you agree with me that if somebody put a ballot for Coach of the Year in Spring Hill's region right now, I'm voting for Joshua Taylor?
I think you have to, right?
I mean,
he's performed well enough that Chris and I kind of both laughed the other day when they said, hey, we're going to take the interim tag off of him. We were like, really? It took this long. But he's done a great job. Those kids are playing with a different energy than they have the last few years. And that talent is disciplined, it looks like, coming into this year. But
and I think the whole Spring Hill community, not to cut you off, but the whole Spring Hill community, high school and around that area, they have different expectations.
They do.
Yeah,
100%. Than they did before the season started.
Yeah.
We've talked for a long time about that turning 1 win into 2 and 2 into 3. And this is a perfect opportunity for them tonight. Not only you're in the playoffs for a first time, since 17 or 18, something like that we talked about a few weeks ago. But like Keith said, you've got a good draw. You've got a good path forward at least to get a win or maybe get a couple of wins before you run into a buzzsaw. And if you can win tonight, man, you've just built on a season that was unexpected, and you got a chance to do it again next week. It's an awesome opportunity.
I mean, when you look at the dynamics of how that kind of all shook out, I mean, you think about when Joshua Taylor came on as the interim head coach. You also got to look at what Spring Hill has been faced with as a football program for the last 8 years, and the struggles and the ups and downs and the seasons where they go without any win at all, or they just win a couple of wins against Metro teams who weren't very good at all. To get the job at the time frame that you get the job, to try to have to, insert your identity, your DNA on that team in this short turnaround, and then to finish as a 2nd seed, which probably all hopes and predictions was at best a 3rd. You thought that they would compete pretty well against Battle Creek being so young.
Yeah.
But to finish at the 2 in this particular region, you got to take your hats off to them. But I'm going to tell you, the other thing they was up against is just the whole perception and just no point intended, but the battle cry that was coming out of Battle Creek. I mean, all the energy, all the noise, all the buzz in Spring Hill was really focused on Battle Creek High School.
Yeah, they could have easily just kind of turned it off at Spring Hill and said, nobody cares about us.
Yeah.
It's all about this new high school and new field and everything else. And, of course, Landon, you graduated from Spring Hill.
Yeah.
You're part of the team there at Spring Hill.
Yeah.
And not really during – I mean, you all had some pretty darn good teams while you were over there playing.
Yeah,
so
I think
you understand the
it's
difference
completely
between
different.
the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, Coach Taylor has done a tremendous job just turning things around. I mean, the whole environment and energy around the program is much like it was when I first got there, when we had Dante Smith and things like that, and we had high expectations of winning games, and then we had the lows of winning 1 or 2 games. Then my senior year, we won 4 games. We made it to the playoffs, but we got granted a playoff berth because of COVID and that. So this is a true playoff berth, and it's a chance for them to do something that hasn't been done in Spring Hill in who knows how long.
And I don't even know when the last time it was that they won. I think the years when they went with Dante, I think they may have gotten put out the first round.
I think in 2017, when I was a freshman and Dante was a senior, we won in the first round at Macon County, and we lost in the second round to Marshall County.
They did in Lexington they beat Lexington maybe in 15, and then lost to Pearl Cone in the second round. Because my kids were there at that time, and we traveled with them. But I think maybe that was in 15. So 15 and 17 is really your last couple of years to see success in the playoff run.
Last time they won.
I mean, and that just that even shows you then even more how impressive it is to try to get this turnaround. You're talking about a decade that it's been since you've really kind of won. That's a long time.
That's right. Absolutely, it's a long time.
And I think another I had this thought, actually 2 weeks ago when Spring Hill traveled over to Marshall County and played in, I think it was game number 9. And then I brought that thought forward as I looked at the brackets coming into tonight's game. So a couple of thoughts here. Everything that you all have said about Spring Hill is true. The energy's different. The team and the culture is starting to turn, probably more so than I would have actually thought in the first year. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Being in this playoff, and Eric mentioned that you got a chance to get a couple of wins before you go up against a Haywood or a Springfield, really gives Spring Hill High School the opportunity to get 2, maybe 3 extra weeks of practice, which is always good for player development. And B, they have the opportunity to see how they stack up with teams from around the state as they play them through this bracket. And then C, if you rewind the tape to the Marshall County game, obviously that's a region game for Spring Hill. Marshall County has set the bar in this region for the last several years, and you got to start measuring yourself against the team that you have to beat to be that 1 seed. Now you get a chance to measure yourself against teams like White House, South Gibson possibly, Billington, Haywood County, Lexington, Springfield, or Creekwood, which is a district team, so we kind of know how we stack up with them. But you start getting to see how my team, if I'm Coach Taylor, or our team, if I'm a player, how do we stack up against the teams that we have to beat to go further and further in the playoffs.
And you know, you've got to just think, too, specifically with Spring Hill, how fun does it have to be playing football in late October, November? You know,
when other teams.
Yeah, Chris and I were talking about it being dark when we got here. I mean, football, we this is what you think about, right?
That's right.
We spend a lot of time in hot sun and a lot of time in grueling conditions, but to actually get to play this time of year and it be meaningful, you're not just trying to finish out the season and move on to basketball, or like you're playing for a purpose. That sells along with everything else that they've had this year, that mindset and that proving to one another, hey, we can do this. That, if you do get those extra weeks of practice, the reps and the mindset really leads you into next year saying, hey, we can show up.
That's right.
We can show up wherever, and we're ready to play, and it's fun.
And they get to do it at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not on the road. You know, the downside of that is they could literally be here at Lindsey Nelson or at Mount Pleasant watching them play. But I want to add another point to what you both said. And I know we don't want to talk about the transfer portal, but it's important to say that by you winning, getting into the playoffs, possibly winning 1 or 2, you really anchor your school down for kids not to kind of really want to enter the transfer portal and say, you know what, this is a good spot for me. This is a good place to play. And if you go 0 and Metro and 0 again, you don't make the playoffs. You probably have another coaching turnover. You're probably going to lose several players somewhere.
Which is all the more important when the other 3 schools are having success, because your close neighbor is somewhere I can go. And,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and not only, I mean, you're right, Chris. It possibly keeps players in Spring Hill.
Yeah.
But then again, somebody might moves closer to Spring Hill and just outside the area, Spring Hill High School area, might want to come to Spring Hill and play in Spring Hill.
I'll put it like this. I know when I was playing, there were a lot of people that left Spring Hill and went to go play at private schools. Now that might reverse, and those guys are coming back to play at Spring Hill.
Especially when your largest private school shut their season down early, didn't play their last game of the year.
They're watching somewhere tonight.
They're watching somewhere tonight. They're probably going to be walking around here tonight.
And that, that's a horse of a totally different color.
But to add to that, we got EA Cox is split up in 3 different directions. So you're having a different conversation now at EA Cox about Spring Hill High School. At Spring Hill Middle School, right? Yeah. Where you could easily go over the county line, the Summit or Independence. You're now having a different conversation. I mean, you're still exploring the Battle Creek option is still there, but you're saying, look, as a freshman, this is somewhere I want to play at. Yeah. I mean, and we're not talking about quality of facilities because we brought them all up to a standard, and it's really about how they get out on that field and perform. So that is huge in so many different ways for Spring Hill to do what they've been able to do this year.
Well, and think about it, when I've got you guys up here from the downtown office, and I'm just going to say it, we have been, I don't know, this is our, fourth year doing this. And when we started out doing this, you guys had just kicked off the project of $28 million investment across Murray County to sports facilities from unit schools, middle schools, public high schools, you name it. They're getting brand new fields, brand new baseball fields, softball fields. And you've got to think, I know you guys have said to each other, you know what? We did this, and we're getting through our projects. And of course, you've never really done with projects in you all's work. But for all 4 public high school teams now to have successful seasons and make it to the playoffs, you all have to have a little pride in that. I mean, as a Murray County Public School downtown office, kind of spearheading this new sports facility drive that you've done and an investment that you've made, there has to be some pride there.
You do this, and we've said this over and over, because every student and every child in Murray County deserves the opportunity to play on a safe, quality, good field, playing surface, but the facilities for the parents and for the everybody deserve. We're not so far back in time that we have to rely on people to show up and do work for us. We can do that ourselves. I will say this. It's secondary to the kids, because this game tonight is about these boys and about the work that they do and about these girls that cheer and all, and the band, and that's high school football, and it's so wonderful. But there's a little bit of me that when I watched East Hamilton walk out there, when they stepped on that field, I hope they said, "Hey,
wow,
this wasn't what we were expecting."
This is they're a little blown away.
I actually heard them say that when they stepped on the field. Some of the players were complimenting the facilities.
When South Gibson gets off the bus in Spring Hill tonight, there's a little bit of, dude, we rode 2 hours. I didn't expect this, but isn't it nice? And when people come in and understand that our community has made an investment in our students, in our athletes, but also in our community.
Sure.
And I hope that that's again secondary to the students. It's secondary to their performance. But in our world, that's what we do to help their performance and keep them safe, but also give them a quality place to play. This stadium right here is about as awesome as high school can get. I mean, this stadium's been around
really
a long
is.
time. The
It
way it
absolutely
sits,
is.
the way it lays in this hill, that moon that's hanging right now.
That's called a beaver moon. Did you know that? It's a super moon, and
it's a beaver moon.
It's called the beaver moon.
Really?
It was at full. It was at full force last night.
And here we are at a football game.
But it's called the beaver moon. It's coming right up over those that horizon there, over the visitors' bleachers, and.
But just look at the setting we're looking at, man. That's so awesome for our kids.
Yeah, and we've got some football officials around here tonight that have called on the old field and called on the new field, and I would venture to say they like the new field probably a little bit better.
And I'm gonna jump back to something that Chris said. I think in a conversation that he and I had today or yesterday, and maybe he's mentioned it already tonight, but we're playing this game tonight for an obvious reason with the weather. Drake, you mentioned that it takes a village to raise a football team.
Sure it does.
It truly does take a lot of people to put a game on, facilities aside.
Yeah.
Now, we have reduced some of the work that has to be done to get a playing field ready, but you still have chain gangs, you have concession stand workers, gate workers, PA announcers, folks that sit in the press box to maybe call the game over live stream or over radio broadcast. You've got medical folks out here that will tend to any injured athletes. There are a lot of people that participate in just getting the gates open and getting the football kicked off. And I'm so glad that we're doing it tonight and giving those folks the best opportunity to be the best they can be without the storms that I think we'll see tomorrow night.
Yeah. And just going back to the community piece, I mean, every corner of our community is participating in a playoff game.
Yeah.
To know what that does for a community is a big deal. I mean, and just to have the city of Columbia, the city of Spring Hill, city of Mount Pleasant hosting these playoff games and people getting off work early, showing up, kids getting to the game. You know, my daughter's blowing my phone up right now. It's like, hey, what time is mom getting home? Because I'm ready to get to the game. And I was like, she's on her way, trust me. Just be ready when she gets there.
And let's be honest, a playoff game at the end of a season for a high school can help bridge that into that season, whether it's their last, they only make it to one playoff game and lose or whatever the deal is. But it can help build that bridge to the next season. You know what I mean? People believe in that community, hey, we made the playoffs last year. Let's, you know, I mean, it starts to build hope, pride, and a sense of, help expectations within that community.
We say this all the time within the school world, and Keith has been a former high school principal. He can tell you this. When the football team is good, the school is so much better. Yeah. Everything about it. The other sports rise, the behavior improves, the morale of the staff is better, and the other sports can impact that. You know, basketball at Santa Fe can have that same impact. But in big high schools, when football is good, it's amazing what it changes within the culture of the building.
Yeah.
How about that?
I agree. Before we get out of this segment, guys, let's go left to right. One word to describe the turnaround at Spring Hill.
As Keith said earlier, I'm going to steal his word, unexpected. And I don't mean that in a negative way in any way whatsoever, but the speed of it has been unexpected.
Okay.
Coach?
One word. Go ahead.
I don't know if I can come up with one word.
One word, Coach.
Closing. All right, now let me explain what I mean. They're closing the gap between where they were and where they need to be. And where they need to be is always dependent upon the competition you play. And as I mentioned earlier, Marshall County tends to set the tone for Region 5. They know how they stacked up against them this year. It didn't go so well. but they're closing the gap.
Okay. I'll take closing.
Drake?
How about impressive? I'm just impressed. Overall impressed after being part of the Game Day show for the past 4 years, being around Spring Hill a couple of times a year, knowing what Spring Hill High School football has been up against. And then this year, Coach Taylor coming in as late as he did, like Chris said, not having the full amount of time, complements of time to get everything in place. But the job that he has done and where Spring Hill is just impressive.
Yeah.
And I do think Spring Hill has a 5th win if they play that.
Glencliff.
Yeah, for sure.
Good point. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
definitely agree. My one word, I would say transformational. We've talked about it a lot just in this segment about what this can do for Spring Hill in the long run. I think this is transforming the program. I mean, the Spring Hill community wants them to win tonight, but even in a loss, making the playoffs as the number 2 seed is better than in recent memory. So, I mean, it's just transformational for everything.
And that's coming from a Spring Hill alum.
I mean, it's just honest. I played on the team. I know that things are transforming.
I have to ask you this question.
Yeah.
First of all, that's a great word. I wish I'd have thought of it. But I think you already had your word in mind when you asked it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
But he's not going to let us outdo him.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
As a former Spring Hill Raider.
Yeah.
And as a bright young man.
Yeah.
If Spring Hill loses tonight, is it disappointing? Because they would be getting beat by a lower seed.
Yeah, it is disappointing, especially when you have a player like Lionel Brooks, who's arguably the best player in the county. Yeah. And you know, you got to think that playoff time they're going to just ride him so hard and just get him in positions to succeed and for Spring Hill to succeed. So I would say from that perspective and point of view, it would be a disappointment if they lose.
However, from the other perspective is
it's tremendous if they win.
Absolutely. But to keep things real and in perspective, you know, they Spring Hill, from where they were to where they are, and like Coach Stay said, where they want to be, it's going to take a little bit of time.
And look, you can. Yes, they would be losing to a lower seed tonight, but we've already said it. You said the first thing about White House, they're a hard out.
Yeah.
You know, they are. There's nothing to lower your head about losing to a team like that because they are seasoned in the playoffs, and just the opportunity is just so awesome for them to be there. It's a good thing, and there's nothing bad that comes out of tonight for them.
And you just gave me a perfect segue into some interesting numbers later in the show.
All right. Chris Pointer, one word to describe the turnaround at Spring Hill.
Needed. My word is needed.
Okay.
Just for all the reasons we've described here earlier, and especially given the transfer portal, it was needed that we, Spring Hill High School, turn the thing around, you know, be victorious throughout the year, and hopefully be victorious tonight. It was needed. I think you take that losing mentality that was just kind of hovering over that school for so long, you take that veil and kind of that covers off, the expectation changes. I mean, we were going up to games and we were like, there ain't no way they're going to win tonight.
It's painful.
Yeah,
I mean, really?
They're not gonna win. It's going to have another loss. I mean, it then became, you know, how many losses in a row can they have? Can they go the entire season without winning the game? And now it's the Lionel Brooks conversations who, to you, and I would agree with you, is arguably the best player in the county right now, the way that he's playing. And so, just I would say needed.
I think it's fun, too. That's a word to cap it off for everybody, maybe. For that community and for everybody involved watching them, this is fun. And this is what those kids up there deserve.
Going to games, supporting your team is always so much more fun when they're competitive. They necessarily don't have to win every game, but you want to be in those ball games. You want your team to have a fight, and that is what Spring Hill has done this year. Spring Hill has been in just about, maybe take away the Marshall County game. Yeah. But every other game, even the ones they've lost, they have been in the fight till the very end of those ball games. And you really have to give it up to Coach Taylor and his team and his coaching staff, because That's not the way it has been for some time at Spring Hill.
Yeah.
But it is now.
Yeah.
All right, this is the Maury County Public School Game Day Show. We're about 45 minutes from kickoff between the Columbia Central High School Lions and the East Hamilton Hurricanes in the first round of the TWSAA High School Football Playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Farmer Johnny here.
Is your insurance up to date in today's world? Foster
We raise
Insurance
100% non-GMO,
Currently, we have
grass-fed
sellers
beef,
offering
pasture
buy-down rates to 4.875% fixed-rate financing on selected homes through approved lenders. If you want to buy or sell your home faster, let us show you the many services we offer to help you get the most out of your real estate transaction. Schedule your listing or showing appointment today by going to thewayrealty.com or calling us at 931-580-4669. And remember, Jesus Christ changes lives. I know because He changed mine.
At Umamua MD, Spring Hill's newest physician-led med spa, it's about restoring balance to your body, mind, and soul. From weight loss support, revitalizing IV therapies, to anti-aging, our services are designed to help you feel renewed, confident, and whole. At Umamua MD, consults with our medical director ensure safe and personalized results. Book today at umamd.com and step forward radiant, restored, and confident.
Got wings? Alex's Tacos and Wings, winner of the best Mexican food and tacos in Murray County. But did you know that we also have all kinds of the best chicken wings? What's your favorite flavor? Like 'em hot? Pair your meal with a drink from the bar. Delicious food for the entire family is moments away. Alex's Tacos and Wings, 2202 Circle Drive in Columbia. Visit alexstacosandwings.com or check us out on Facebook. Alex's Tacos and Wings. Come take a bite.
Columbia Power and Water Systems is dedicated to bringing our customers reliable, local service. Whether you're turning on a light switch, your faucet, or streaming on TV, our dedicated team members from here in Murray County work every day to keep you on. If you need us, call us 931-388-4833 or visit cpws.com. CPWS, local service, local support.
Hello, my name is Zach Maddox. I'm a proud third-generation owner-operator of Columbia Paint and Wall Cover, founded by my grandfather, Ralph Maddox, in 1946. We offer a variety of paint and wall covering products, but our passion is customer service. We can offer many personalized services and can come out to your house or business if needed. Come visit us at our Columbia location or our new Spring Hill location behind Church of the City, or visit us online at paintcolumbia.com.
He shoots, and he scores!
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, three common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
Hey, this is Trip Stoltz, owner of Columbia Ace Hardware. We are excited to announce that we have completely remodeled our store. We have expanded our selection in many brands including Milwaukee, Steel, and Big Green Egg. We have new inventory arriving daily, so come see the changes for yourself at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, Columbia, Tennessee.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to the Murray County Public Schools Game Day. We are here field side at Lindsey Nelson Stadium preparing for the Columbia Central Lions facing off against the East Hamilton Hurricanes. We've talked about all of the programs so far, except for Mount Pleasant, who's playing tonight at home against East Hickman.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Mount Pleasant Tigers and their first-round playoff game.
Let me say one thing to the folks watching right now. We got 40 minutes of kickoff. Y'all ain't got anything planned tonight? Load up in the car. You can get down here to Lindsey Nelson Stadium, cheer on the Columbia Central High Lions. If you're closer to Spring Hill, they kick off in 40 minutes against White House. If you're closer to Mount Pleasant and you're watching us or listening to us, get down to Mount Pleasant. Watch the Tigers take on East Hickman. These are all first-round games, Murray County Public High Schools, right here in Murray County. First-round TSAA football playoff games. And you can watch it live or stick around. You can see it right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Kick.
Yeah.
Right?
All of those.
Yeah, all those. Under the Front Porch Sports Radio Network.
Yes. That's the right place.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Mount Pleasant.
Let's talk about Mount Pleasant.
Playing against East Hickman tonight.
Now, they've already played East Hickman once.
And not
36
long ago, what,
36
like three weeks ago?
Mount Pleasant, they won 36-6. So does that mean that's going to happen again tonight, Coach? Does that mean that?
I think it will. No, it may not be exactly.
Okay, all right. I'll take that.
And I understand that, it's hard to beat a team the second time and all that. Don't overlook them. I understand all that. I don't think Mount Pleasant overlooks East Hickman tonight. I think they take care of business, and we'll talk our predictions later. But I don't have a lot of worries about Mount Pleasant and it's not just because they're playing East Hickman, who comes in with a record of 4-5. It's not because East Hickman, in my mind, is an inferior football team to Mount. I just think Mount Pleasant is focused. I think they've been doing this long enough under Coach Hartsfield. I think they know what. They know how to play this game, playoff football, and they've moved through this before. It was just 2 or 3 years ago that we were down there into the second, third round. I think Mount Pleasant. We're talking about Spring Hill earlier, and the track they're on. Mount Pleasant's on the track as well, and their track is to get deeper and deeper into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think they let this game tonight slip up on them.
Haven't they been there just in the past 2 or 3 years? I mean, they've won, say, a couple of playoff games and then get knocked out. When whatever, however many playoff games, then get knocked out. So they know what the process is, but to be more successful, the process is to have a deeper run into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
and to do that, you don't overlook teams like you don't. Tonight is the first round. You have to play the first round. You cannot get by the first round.
You got to win. You got to win the first round to get to the second.
And Mount Pleasant is honed in on that. I have no worries about them having their heads in the game, having their focus in the right spot. I just don't. I don't have those concerns for them for this game.
It's just a different conversation when you talk about these 4 teams with them, because they have been there and they've done that, and it's really how bad do you want it? You've lost to teams that went on to be successful, very successful. You've seen that. You see what happens if you win and you move forward, and I think they've got the talent. They just got to keep fighting and put that foot in front of each week is a new challenge, but it's where not that the other teams in our county don't want to go there, but it's something that they're a little bit more. They've had a bite of it. They know the taste of what this could feel like, and I think that's just a different mindset for them going into tonight. And to get to go home, be at home with that crowd. That crowd gets pretty raucous this time of year.
Yeah, they do.
And they're ready. They're biting. That community down there is biting at the bit too. They're ready to play.
And Mount Pleasant is really, from a football perspective, has really kind of set the standard for our county, especially the way that they've come out, the way that they've won, the way that they have won, going deep rounds in the playoffs. And it's interesting to talk about. Where Mount Pleasant is compared to where Central is, compared to where Spring Hill is, compared to where Battle Creek is. I mean, every team that we have, although all of them have made the playoffs, are at very different stages of trying to establish themselves. And Mount Pleasant is at a place, in my opinion, who they're looking to go to the state playoff championship, and that's it.
Right,
That's not to make it to the
their goal.
playoffs. It's not to go deep in the playoffs. It is to go to Tennessee Tech and play for the big one.
That is their goal.
And they're wanting us all to carpool right behind them. And get there.
And they're coming off of a wake-up call last week that going back and looking at that game was as much them not performing as it was anyone else outperforming them. So this week has had to be a refocus of, hey, this is when you're playing for the next week now, and we can't have those moments anymore.
And for the people that don't know, that was Lewis. That game was at Lewis County, Mount Pleasant, Lewis County, which Lewis County ended up winning 27-16.
Yeah.
But it was a much tighter game. Lewis County scores a touchdown with about 20 seconds to go in the ball game to make it that 11-point spread instead of the 4. But like Chris Pointer said, I think if you were to ask Columbia's head coach, Tredarius Goff, Battle Creek, Justin Burham, their head coach, and Joshua Taylor, if you were to say, would you, out of all the Maury County Public School football programs, where would your mindset of your fan base and your coaching staff and your players, what kind of mindset would you like to have? And that's the mindset that Mount Pleasant and Kit Hartsville has established in that Mount Pleasant community that, hey, every year, folks, I'm the head coach here. Every year we're going to be competitive and we're going to the playoffs, and we just don't want to make it to the first or second round. We set our sights at a higher goal, higher standard.
Yeah.
And so, interestingly enough, much like Spring Hill, as far as where they're at in the bracket, Mount Pleasant they're in a really good spot at the very bottom of this 2A bracket. They would not, now this assumes that they win their quarter of the bracket, but they don't see Lewis County until the semifinals. And we were talking about measuring sticks earlier. I think Mount Pleasant knows that Lewis County is one of their measuring sticks, along with Adamsville and Decatur Riverside and some of those other teams that play out west. They were able to overcome some of that this year and beat some of those teams in the regular season. They couldn't get Lewis County.
But if they see them again, they understand, hey, we were our worst enemy in that ball game, probably.
I think 3 fumbles. I think they had 3 fumbles in the game.
And the game would be at Lewis County. Right? Lewis County is in that part of the bracket where they get to host that game if those two teams meet. I'd love to see another Mount Pleasant Lewis County game.
And if you're a team of kind of Mount Pleasant's ilk, you're looking forward for an opportunity. If you get that opportunity to go back, hey, I'd rather go play them there than at our house, because I want to clean up what we left unfinished on that field and let them know, hey, this is what should have happened the first time.
And I can promise you this, going through a full football season as with Kit Hartsville as your head coach, if you're a player from Mount Pleasant, you've paid your dues, you've worked your tail off that year, and you got something to prove. If you can get into those playoffs and make a deep run, you're leaving it all on the field. I promise you that.
And we see this so often in sports where teams do play 2 times a year. We don't see it as much in football outside of the NFL, where they do play their division rivals
home and away
2 times each year. But outside of pro football, we don't see a lot of football teams playing each other twice. But if you do play a team twice, typically only one of those games matters.
Right.
And and if Mount Pleasant can get to the semis, Lewis County gets there on their half, and they play again, that will be the one that matters, not the one they played 2 weeks ago.
And speaking of all that, all the great things about Mount Pleasant, just want to recap some of the great players that Kit Hartsville has on his roster. Quarterback Cale Scott, 20 touchdowns so far, over 1,700 passing yards, and a 76% completion percentage. I saw on social media that he's broken multiple Mount Pleasant school records, so he's one of the best quarterbacks.
And that's his nephew.
Yeah.
Cale Scott's his Coach Hartsville nephew.
Then the weapons that Mr. Scott has, he's got Caden McCory, who won Player of the Week, as Chris Pointer said, and then he's got Mr. 1K. We talked about him on the Wednesday night show. Peyton Niehaus, 1,105 all-purpose yards this year.
Terrific player.
Yeah.
I love all-purpose yards. We do get caught up in the 1,000-yard rushers or the 1,000-yard receivers, but when you got that cat that can get 1,000 from multiple spots on the field,
he's a do it all.
He's a threat to
Christian
any
McCaffrey
defense.
type
Yes.
utility player that can
Yeah.
catch, run, you name it. He's ready to, return punts. He doesn't care. I mean, he just put me out there, coach.
Yeah. He plays defense too. So I mean,
What doesn't he do? Does he drive the bus?
He does everything.
Does he drive the bus to the game and drive them up? I don't
But
know.
in talking about Mount Pleasant, I mean, Mount Pleasant was able to take kind of advantage of the transfer portal, and primarily because you've had these successful run of programs. Right. Folks want to be a part of a winning program. Nobody wants to be a part of a losing program, and so the way that he's established himself over the last 3 to 5 years and positioned him to be like, hey, if you need a new place to call home,
come here.
Make sure you call Mount Pleasant home. And they took advantage of it, and it's paid off for them.
And you're talking about the high school transfer portal and the ability for high school players to now transfer without sitting out a year here in the state of Tennessee like they used to when they transferred to a new high school. But, you can, this year, Coach Hartsville, he was a fortunate recipient of the transfer portal.
Definitely.
Now, in the future, you can the transfer portal. You can either be the bug or you can be the windshield. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, you can be one of the two. It normally turned out great for Mount Pleasant and Coach Hartsville this year. And who knows? In the future, we'll just have to see how things pan out as far as the high school transfer
There are
portal.
Winners and losers.
That's right.
In the game of the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember the Dr. Pepper commercial? Was it last year that they sponsor college football and it was all themed around the transfer
Statesville
portal.
or whatever it was they lived in. Yeah. They were jumping in and out and doing all that crazy stuff. And so all I'm saying is this year there are schools that are fortunate with what the transfer portal has allowed them to do and brought them. And then, I promise you in the future, the tide will be turned, that ship be turned around, and there will be schools that benefited from it this year that might not benefit from it 2 years down the road.
And I think Chris made a great point.
Or next year or whatever.
Controlling what you do on your campus and on your field and on your schedule either attracts or it pushes away.
Yeah, if you build a winning program, if you build a winning culture, if you build a lot of support within the community for your high school football team, and somebody has grown up middle school area in that same area and then gets into high school, 9th, 10th grade, developed into a good football player, it's going to make it tougher for that player to be talked out of leaving that high school and going to play somewhere else where their friends aren't, they're not familiar with the high school, maybe not that community.
You know what, this transfer portal, just like the one in college, makes it more incumbent upon the school to control everything that they can.
Yeah.
The stability. And that's something that we see in Mount Pleasant. That coaching staff has been stable for several years now. They've had a success. Kids know, hey, if I go there, this is what it looks like. This is how it is. They can't control the kids anymore, where they come and go.
Yeah.
But they've set a standard down there. And if you look at our schools, we talk all the time about that's what we see Battle Creek building to do, right, is you're controlling everything that you can. We're in year 2 or 3 here on a coaching staff. Year 3, I think, at Central. You're starting to see that pay off.
Yeah.
Success breeds that, right? Because if they're successful and your staff stay whole and your crowds are good and your support's good, all that other stuff you just got to let go because you can't control it anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what they've got to control right now is what elements do we have about Mount Pleasant football or Spring Hill football or Central football that we control, and we're setting that tone so that kid that's on the fence, maybe they want to come to you, whereas in the past they didn't. And that's all you can do now.
And, parents, they talk.
Oh, yeah.
Right? kids, they talk.
All the
right?
time.
And they're talking to each other. And they're talking to somebody that had a kid that might have gone through that program 5 years ahead of their child that's thinking about, well, he's in the 8th grade and, he's really talented. But kids talk. parents talk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk and chatter. So what you said, Eric, about the stability of a coaching staff being in place, staying in on that, how was the experience that your son had that graduated from there 2 years ago or last year?
Yeah.
And they start talking and they either say it was a great experience, I'd send my kid back there, or they can say,
and
it wasn't so great.
It builds
the
that
kids
culture.
talk.
Yeah.
The kids talk
Sure,
to each
because
other.
they're playing other sports. See,
And they got
they might be
social
on the same
media.
baseball team.
Oh, yeah.
Social media. They're posting their own, their own huddle highlights now and commenting on them and liking them or not liking them. But there's so many ways for kids to engage with one another, to have those same conversations.
And it changes accountability. It changes the level of competition. I mean, all the way down to how you select a coach. You can't just haphazardly do it. You got to pick the right coach for the culture that you want to create in your school. You got to put, the support systems around that coach to have them. You got to have a great strength and conditioning program.
Buy-in.
You got to have, the social media presence, how you're marketing and promoting the kids. What you're doing day in and day out matters.
But high school football's in the same place that education is.
Right.
The coaches that were stable and there for long times, they've all gotten old, and they've moved on. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. We talk about that with teachers, and coaches move on too. And if you can get a young coach, or you get a coach in general that you can lock down and they stay for a while, young's a benefit, right? But if they're not, you're looking for that person to set that tone and that culture and be there. And you're hoping. This program here at Central went through, 3-4 coaches in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
You look what it happens to a program when that happens, and then suddenly you get some stability. You start to see that change, and the program's just stronger overall. So
okay. Yeah. Hey, we're up against a break.
We can talk about this game after.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Columbia Central,
Yeah.
East Hamilton. That's going to go on right behind us at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock kickoff. This is the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show. We'll be right back.
We all live very busy lives. Sometimes we just need a break. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra pair of hands to help out? Let me introduce you to New Dawn Cleaning Service. No job is too big or too small because they do it all, from residential to commercial. They offer standard cleaning, construction cleaning, carpet shampooing, and window cleaning. Whether you are looking for a one-time service or regular scheduled cleaning plan, New Dawn is ready to help. With years of experience, you can relax, kick back, and call New Dawn Cleaning Service at 615-977-6901.
We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
He shoots, and he scores!
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley. And I'm Daniel Pollard from Jones & Lang Sporting Goods. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the many years of support. Since 1966, Jones & Lang has been locally owned and operated and supplying teams from T-ball to college. Stop by and see what we can do for you. We offer a wide variety of services from silk screening and embroidery to our custom trophy and awards department.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Remember, Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
He shoots, and he scores!
This is Hal Landers, owner of Landers Insurance Agency. We are an independent agency representing the famous Erie Insurance Group. Landers Insurance Agency has been committed to providing great rates and great service since 2002. Whether it's home and auto or business or life insurance, we've got you covered. 24/7 in-house claim service, we've got that too. Visit Landers Insurance at 514 North Garden Street, Columbia. Call us at 931-380-2003. Our website is landersinsuranceagency.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
And welcome back to the Maury County Public School Game Day Show. I'm Drake Colley along with Landon Seacrest, and we are here field side of Jim Cartwright Field here at Columbia Central High School campus in Maury County Park. What is the official? Are we in the Maury County Park?
We're in the Maury County Park.
We are in the Maury County Park. but the Lindsey Nelson Stadium is part of the Columbia Central High campus, not really.
Maybe unofficially.
I mean, I can see the school right there. It's just right. It's right there.
The way state law works is that while this game's going on, it is campus. But the second we leave, it's Maury County Park.
Wow. Okay. Well, tonight it's campus, and tonight they're taking on East Hamilton Hurricanes out of Chattanooga, who pulled up in a double-decker charter bus. Craziest thing I've ever seen. Now, I don't know whether that brings them any luck. I hope it doesn't. But our job tonight is we're going to preview this game right now in this last segment. And there's nobody better to go to than my man on the left, Coach Keith Stacy from the downtown Maury County Public School office. And we're going to talk about the chance that Columbia Central has to pull this game, to pull a victory off tonight.
But we're not doing picks right now, right?
We're not. We're going to wait until the picks at the very end when Landon gives us
at the very end. Picks at the very end. Just a preview right now.
Just a preview.
Hey, just so y'all know, Coach T has this a 7-7 game right now.
It has not started, everyone.
They got it in
It's
the
already
first quarter.
started.
First quarter, 7-7.
Yeah, Coach T depends on people like us to report the scores.
Oh, I see. So somebody's already jumped out to a
Somebody's-
7-7.
yeah, somebody's clowning on them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you asked me about this game. I think this game and the Spring Hill game tonight are the two most interesting.
And does that mean competitive?
Competitive.
Okay. Can go either way?
Can go either way. We've said this now for, Chris, 3 weeks, that Tredarius Goff has picked up a signature win.
Yeah.
We said it after Lincoln County.
Yep.
Well, it was Lincoln County, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
we said that was the signature win for Tredarius Goff and his staff.
But I think last week was another signature win, going to Tullahoma with the
Region on the line.
And interestingly enough, if Tullahoma would have beaten Columbia last week, Columbia would be at Walker Valley tonight.
Which would not be fun.
Would not be good at all.
We would not be there.
We would be in Mount Pleasant.
We would be in Mount Pleasant tonight.
would not be.
It would not be good at all.
But all Columbia does is go over there and beat them, right? And then in between Lincoln County and Tullahoma, you had that wild game with JP2 or Prep Pope or Pope Prep, whatever we're calling them now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this about the game tonight. I think for the third of the last 4 weeks, if not the fourth time in the last 4 weeks, Tredarius Goff has got a chance tonight to put another signature on his coaching record here at Central.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll take that.
And they're the host team, the #1 seed, playing right here at home under the beautiful lights, the beautiful field, the purple and gold, the green.
The Beaver Moon.
East Hamilton.
The Beaver Moon.
We figured East Hamilton left Chattanooga at no later than 1 o'clock today, their time. Got here about 5. This is a game that we all want Columbia to win. We believe that Columbia can win because they've been overcoming the odds the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been underdogs for the last 3 weeks pretty much.
But it's not going to be easy.
Nah.
No. What? Okay, give us You're the coach. Give us the keys.
He knows.
Give us the keys.
I think Columbia is battling some injuries. Am I right, Chris?
Yes. Significant injuries.
But they've had some of those injuries the last 3 weeks as well. So they've come up with a way to adopt this next man up mentality.
Look, Lee Holloway last week, game sealing interception. Pick six. Win the region championship.
Huge.
He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah. And when you get guys doing that, these are guys, and a football team is a football team. It's not a group of individuals. All of these schools started their quest to play tonight way back in January when they were in the weight room. They were going through conditionings into the spring and into those hot summer workouts. And I promise you, there are guys making plays late in the season who weren't even penciled in, much less written in ink, to be in the mix this deep into the season. So I applaud Coach Goff. I congratulate him for having his team ready in spite of some injuries and having those guys who don't, like I said, who may not have been penciled in as a 1 or a 2 on the depth chart, making big plays, winning region championships, and having the right and the luxury of hosting this game tonight. I think tonight you've got to have that same mentality. It does not matter who makes the play. It does not matter if you were a starter 6 weeks ago or if you were a third stringer 6 weeks ago. We are playing. This team is playing tonight. We have to make plays. I think another key in tonight's game is, as the home team, you have to impose your will on this East Hamilton team early.
Immediately.
Just the opposite of what we said that needs to happen for Battle Creek.
Okay.
Yeah.
You impose your will early, and you take their will to win away from them. Now, weather tonight is not going to be a factor.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's not cold. It's not hot. It's not rainy. It's perfect for football. But you can still take a team's will away by pounding them.
Right.
And pounding them early.
Well, right here on Landon's laptop, East Hamilton, some things about East Hamilton Hurricanes. Their record is 8-2, pretty impressive. They average over 40 points a game. Quarterback Wyatt Miller is top 20 in the state with 2,300 yards and 23 touchdowns. Jaden Haywood, the running back, is an East Tennessee State commitment, has 20 touchdowns, 1,200 rushing yards, 600 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns receiving.
And he's a finalist?
He's a dual threat.
Yeah, he is.
And Jermaine Heathington, running back, is also a weapon out of the backfield. So, I mean, it looks like they've got a 1-2 punch coming out of the backfield. One wide receiver or one running back can run the ball, obviously, with 1,200 yards and catch the ball with 600 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. So it's really going to be on Columbia Central's defense to try to contain this high-powered, high-octane offense. And, that's the first thing I would say East Hamilton wants to do is just come right out of the gate like a thoroughbred and just bust out of the gate running and
so like
and
a
never
hurricane,
look back.
right? So like a hurricane.
Kind of like a hurricane and just level everything.
So this means
it's bad.
This is a team that's used to winning. This is a team that's used to putting up a lot of points, who has a lot of confidence in what they do, and probably aren't real happy they made a long bus ride today.
Yeah.
And, the thing about high school ball, bus rides can make a lot of difference. That's where a lot of things are built, on the way to and from, and you hope that they didn't get kind of grounded in that ride. I've seen that happen and driven a lot of teams around, and a lot can happen on a bus ride.
They changed time zones in getting here in the week where we set our clocks back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. So
a lot of crazy time.
But you got a tough fight ahead of you for sure. You're going to have to punch them in the mouth and not let up at all.
All right. Hey, let's let them finish the national anthem, and we'll
jump back on.
Yeah, we'll jump back on and do the picks.
This is Howland. This is Hal Landers, owner of Landers Insurance Agency. We are an independent agency representing the famous Erie Insurance Group. Landers Insurance Agency has been committed to providing great rates and great service since 2002. Whether it's home and auto or business or life insurance, we've got you covered. 24/7 in-house claim service, we've got that too. Visit Landers Insurance at 514 North Garden Street, Columbia. Call us at 931-380-2003. Our website is landersinsuranceagency.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Farmer Johnny here, Taylor Family Farm. Want to give y'all a little look-see. We raise 100% non-GMO, grass-fed beef, pasture chicken, and pork on our family farm. Everything that we grow is raised with love and care to ensure the highest quality and nutrition for our family and customers. You can shop online at TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com or visit our farm store in person at Etheridge, Tennessee at 301 Dave Reisner Road. That's TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com for more information.
Welcome back to the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show. We are 10 minutes out from kickoff, and that means it's game pick time.
Yeah. Right now we're about 9 minutes away from kickoff. We're about to make our picks and then kick it upstairs to the broadcast team that's going to bring you this first-round game between East Hamilton and Columbia Central High School.
Barry Duke, Maverick Dickinson, and Dallas Workman.
It'll be smooth
Barry
for
Duke,
sure.
Yes.
The smoothest pipes in the business.
He's golden.
He is definitely golden.
So first game, let's do Battle Creek Pearl Cone. Game picks for Battle Creek Pearl Cone.
Eric, go ahead.
Are we doing scores too?
If you want to.
If you want to
do scores, you can do scores.
I will say this. Battle Creek's going to learn a lot tonight. I have been to several playoff games at Pearl Cone. It is a dynamic setting. They have one of the best broadcast or over the play-by-play announcers over the stadium that I've ever heard. And
Catfish.
He is excited. He's yelling Firebirds right now, and they're going to have a long night. So every time I've been up there, too, Pearl Cone is a big play team. They're very athletic, very fast. I could see this being a pretty big score. If I had to give a score, I'm going to say Pearl Cone 56, Battle Creek 14.
Ouch. Wow. All right.
And you would be very close.
To what you got, to what your numbers say?
Yeah, and I'm not even going to pick a score. I'll go
Why
with
didn't you tell me that?
Pearl Cone is a 47-point favorite.
Is that all?
Wow.
And I think
they couldn't round that up to 50. They have to leave it at 47.
So I'm going to agree with Eric. I'll even adopt his score. It's going to be a long night for Battle Creek.
Okay.
Catfish will also be screaming Firebirds as they go off the field.
All right. I'm going to agree with you two guys. I'm going to agree with you two guys, but I'm going to say I think we can all agree with this. This loss, no matter how bad it is tonight, can be a learning experience for the Battle Creek Grizzlies. Coach Burham's staff knows what they're up against, but he can use this game tonight as a stepping stone for the future as Battle Creek next year gets their full complement of seniors for all four classes. So I'm going to go with the Firebirds, but I'm not going to give a score. I'm just going to say the Firebirds and a learning experience for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I'll go with Pearl Cone too. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going with Pearl, but I'm also going with the score he just gave too.
All right.
Okay.
Right on spot for me.
All right. Mount Pleasant and Spring Hill up next. Let's do both at the same time.
All right.
Mount Pleasant, I think that they're ready. They've seen a team they've seen. I'm going to say Spring Hill. I'm hoping, and I'm confident that they're going to come out and they're going to put on a good show. It's hard when you get into those far east and far west teams to really know what's coming, but I'm going to go Mount Pleasant and Spring Hill tonight.
All right.
Mount Pleasant's an 18-point favorite. They'll win by more than that. Spring Hill is a 1-point favorite.
Ooh, interesting.
1 point against this tough.
So who's going to win?
Spring Hill's going to win.
By 1.
Spring Hill's going to win.
All right, I say Spring Hill in a close game, and I say Mount Pleasant in a blowout.
I say Mount Pleasant in a blowout, and as a Spring Hill alumni, I am rooting for the Raiders' first playoff win since 2017.
Yep, I'm taking Spring Hill over White House 28-14, and I got Mount Pleasant over East Hickman 31-10.
All right, and the big one, guys, Columbia Central, while we're here, versus East Hamilton.
It's hard to pick against the home team when you're sitting here, right? I think if Central wins, it's going to be a very tight game.
Yes,
I say it'll be a 3-point game. I say Central will win, but it's going to be a 3-point to 7-point at most games.
That's what I got.
You mentioned the app that you referred to earlier, having this about a pick'em game. Sonny Moore has East Hamilton as a 10-point favorite. I'm going to go with Central to continue to ride the wave that they're on. Despite the injuries, despite the odds, at home, Central wins. I don't have a score.
I think Central, unfortunately, I think Central misses their 2 injured big players tonight. It's going to make a big difference on defense and offense. I'm afraid Central goes down by 17 tonight.
Ooh. My pick, I'm going to ride with the home team. I trust, despite the injuries, quarterback Daniel Booker Jr. to lead the Lions.
And I hope I'm wrong.
Lead the Lions home. I think he's going to lead them in this game, and they're going to come out with the W.
Yeah, the injuries, I mean, it's hard to really kind of navigate the significant injuries that they have right now, especially some playmakers on offense and defense. It's going to be a tight one. I do agree. 3-point game. I'm going Central 27, East Hamilton 24.
Okay. Hey, this has been the Maury County Public School Game Day Show. Eric Perryman, Coach Keith Stacy, Chris Pointer, my man Landon Seacrest right here. I'm Drake Colley. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We're going to bring you the football game. East Hamilton at Columbia Central, round 1 of the TWSAA playoffs. Go Lions. Have a great weekend.
Let's go.
Let's go.